Okay, now we're up to the sixth reading. We're still in Numbers chapter 15, verse 17. The Lord spoke to Moses saying, so here we don't have Moses and Aaron, so here he's back, Hashem is back to the Lord, is back to speaking only to Moses. Speak to the children of Israel, and you shall say to them, when you arrive in the land to which I'm bringing you, you shall eat from the bread of the land. You shall set aside a gift for the Lord. So here we're going to learn about what's making what we call challah. Challah is when you set aside a portion from the bread that you make. Well, you have to be making a very large amount of volume of bread in order to actually take challah. But this is where we get this from. Again, anchored as about 98% of everything we do, or that we say that we're doing, that we claim that we want to do, is anchored in the Torah. So here we see another anchor in the Torah for this thing that's called taking challah. The first portion of your dough you shall separate a loaf for a gift, and in the case of the gift of the threshing floor, so shall you separate it. For the first portion of your dough, you shall give a gift to the Lord in all your generations. Doesn't matter if you're in Israel or not. I mean, it says to do when you're in Israel, but you can do this anywhere in the world. That you're supposed to take challah from your dough. Again, ask your local Orthodox rabbi if you need to do this. How much bread you need to be making in order to take challah. And if you should make a mistake, if you should err and not fulfill all these commandments which the Lord spoke to Moses, all that the Lord commanded you through Moses from the day on which the Lord commanded, and from then on for all generations, if because of the eyes of the congregation it was committed inadvertently, if you made a mistake on accident, the entire congregation shall prepare a young bull as a burnt offering for a pleasing fragrance for the Lord, and as prescribed meal offering and libation, and one young he-goat for a sin offering. So this is if we make an unintentional mistake. But how do you know that you made it if you didn't mean to do it? And this is the entire congregation, so we're talking about the majority of people making the mistake. Anyways, we don't bring korbanot anymore. So how are we supposed to do this? This is why we have Yom Kippur? This is what we're doing on Yom Kippur? I mean, this sounds like you could do this all the time. So, but Yom Kippur is once a year. Okay. The Kohen shall atone on behalf of the entire congregation of the children of Israel. So shall be forgiven them, for it was an error. And they have brought their offering as a fire offering to the Lord, and their sin offering before the Lord because of their error. So even if it's a mistake, so no, especially see here we say it's like inadvertently, and we didn't do it on purpose. We have a different. We're going to learn about what happens if you do something on purpose. But here, if you did something on accident, you still give an offering. You give this bull and the young he-goat, which sounds like a lot of what we do on Yom Kippur. And now we do everything through tefillah, through prayers, because we don't have a korbanot system anymore. The entire congregation of the children of Israel and the proselyte who resides with them shall be forgiven, for all the people were in error. So this sounds like everybody, but what if it's 49% of the people? What if it's not quite 50% or 51%? I'm really, when it says all, does it really mean all? Like everybody? Like how is it possible that everybody's doing this? I mean, like everybody's doing different sins. Like we're talking about one sin in particular that everybody's doing? Or are we talking about just a whole bunch of sins that the congregation is doing? It's not very clear what's going on. I mean, it is clear that we have a process of atonement. So much to say about this because here it says that the Cohen is going to, and this is where maybe the Catholics get their idea of having the Pope because and having priests in general, because they believe that the Pope is atoning for all their sin. Even Christianity in general says that Jesus died for the sins, right? So that's like the fundamental belief of Christianity is that somebody else can atone for your sins, and it says it here in the Bible, in the 5 books of Moses, it says the Cohen shall atone for the behalf of the entire congregation. So this is really like lends itself to the beliefs of the Christians and Catholics, because this is very close to what they say. I'm just saying, like it's what they do believe that that they have this belief system that the Catholics believe you go to a priest, you get atoned for your sins. That's what it says here in verse 25. You go to the Cohen. All right. Well, let's like leave that aside for now, and we're gonna finish the sixth Aliyah.